even the airport. Lord knows I need someone to calm me down there.
I'm the only rabbit in the world qualified to do it at an airport.
At just 3 years old, Alex sure has earned the respect of thousands of people, and here's Josh's guess on how.
Because he loves people. I mean, he truly just loves people.
By the way, Josh and his wife Kate have applied with the Guinness Book of World Records to certify that Alex has recorded the most volunteer hours for any therapy rabbit in history. And honestly, have you ever wanted to hug something so badly in your life? He was too cute. Well, coming up in our next hour of Good Morning Northwest, gun control is once again a hot topic in Olympia. This legislative session will break down what's being discussed. And there's been an update in the search for rare collectibles estimated to be worth $45,000. Also, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 6 a.m. on Tuesday, February 20th. February's kind of flying by while January took so long, but let's check in to see how our weather's doing with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. And Tiffany, we're seeing some fog in the area, but I heard it's going to get nice later this week.
It is going to get really nice, at least for February standards. We're not going to get incredibly warm, but hey, we'll see the sunshine, temperatures in the middle 50s. Doesn't sound half bad out there. Right now, we are starting off with dense fog. Dense fog advisory in effect through noon for Dayton, Walla Walla, down into Pendleton. That is where visibility has been reduced to near zero in Walla Walla. We're at a mile in Pendleton. I can't rule out some areas of patchy fog elsewhere over the next few hours, but nothing like what we're seeing. Nothing as widespread as what we're seeing along the foothills of the Blues this morning. We're at 37 in Walla Walla, 36 in Dayton, 40 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 40 in Prosser, and temperatures are kind of holding steady at 39 degrees in Yakima. Here's our first alert radar. There have been a couple of showers that moved through over the past couple of hours. It just feels damp out there. There are some showers getting closer to Kennewick at this time, and this is just very light rain. It's quick moving. It won't last long. So here's what you could expect throughout the day today. In Yakima, a lot of clouds this morning. Highs in the upper 40s. Can't rule out a stray shower really at any point throughout the day. That's the case in the Tri-Cities as well. 46 by noon, 50 degrees by 4. Walla Walla, that fog could linger through around lunchtime. Otherwise, a couple of spotty showers will be possible on and off throughout the day with highs in the upper 40s. Like Jessica mentioned, the best part of the 7-day forecast is the end of the week and into the weekend. We'll show it to you coming up. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And there's a little more than 2 weeks left in the Washington state legislative session, and one of the bills still up for discussion would tighten gun control laws. But this time the focus is on stolen guns. Apple Valley News Now's Alyssa Warner reports.
House Bill 1903 has passed the state House and is now being considered in the Washington Senate. It would require gun owners to report lost or stolen firearms no more than 24 hours after they discover the loss, unless there's a good reason. The way the bill is written raised questions during a public hearing in the Senate Law and Justice Committee.
So how is should have known treated in the bill? Because that's kind of a hard area for me to understand.
There's also good cause reasons for delay. What would be an example of good cause?
The bill does not define what a good cause reason for a delay would be. So I believe that would be a matter that would be argued in front of a court.
Advocates say the bill is a common sense way to make sure that gun owners are connecting with law enforcement when their firearms go missing.
Every year in this country, 380,000 firearms are stolen from gun owners. Only 65% of those thefts are reported to law enforcement. And the number one source of stolen guns in America is from parked cars.
Richland police say just last week, someone stole a gun from a car and is suspected of using it to shoot out the windows in nearly a dozen nearby businesses within a matter of hours. And one of the people testifying in favor of the bill reminded lawmakers that a stolen gun was used in a deadly shooting inside a Seattle high school around a year and a half ago.
The gun that was used was stolen. It was not safely stored, and its theft was reported 3 weeks late by its owner. Subsequently, that gun passed through at least 4 pairs of teenage hands before it was used by a 14-year-old to fatally shoot a 17-year-old.
Opponents say this law would simply put another restriction on responsible gun owners instead of cracking down on the people who break the laws that we already have.
Washington voters chose to require reporting the theft of a firearm within 5 days under Initiative 1639. So why does this bill remove that incentive and replace it with the heavy hand of government and a 24-hour window?
The proposal has already passed the State House. It's scheduled for a Senate committee vote this morning. The legislative session is set to wrap up on March 7th. And local lawmakers are pushing for the U.S. Senate to pass a bipartisan tax package that would expand the low-income housing tax credit program. If it's passed by the Senate, the program would fund an additional 1,700 units of affordable housing in Washington this year. Senator Maria Cantwell and Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown held a press conference to advocate for the tax credit at Mother Teresa Haven. It's a Catholic Charities affordable housing complex that was made possible because of this program. One single mom who lives there says she used to have to juggle 2 jobs and was still on the verge of losing her home. But now this affordable housing allows her to work just 1 job and spend more time with her kids.
They were able to get good grades in school. They all got offers to Seattle University. They just thrived because I got the chance to stay home with them, and I don't think that would be possible if they were latchkey kids.
Marcy Pablo was also recently hired for a position she had been working hard for. Stories like hers are why Senator Cantwell and Mayor Brown want this program to pass so that more families can have the opportunity to thrive. And to keep families in their homes, lawmakers are also considering limiting how much landlords can raise their rent each year. There are 2 bills making their way through the Washington legislature. If they're approved, it would limit rent increases by a maximum of 5% per year, but it would not impact prices that landlords can charge new tenants. We also have an update on the case of a Walla Walla comic book and card trading store who reached out to the community for help. This is after $45,000 worth of cards suddenly disappeared. Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed reports.
We sent in a bunch of cards, but I had 5 that went in specially because they were really high value, expensive cards.
But the missing trading cards were found after a FedEx intervention.
And a couple days went by and they said, well, there might just be a mix up with FedEx. FedEx could be behind. So I gave them a few days. And when it became a full week, I was on a full on panic because they were supposedly on the truck to be delivered and they just have not shown up.
Among the missing cards was a highly sought-after 1986/87 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card, graded 3.5. Additionally, the package contained 4 coveted Magic the Gathering cards from the original 1993 Alpha release, a Mox Ruby graded 7, a Mox Sapphire graded 5.5, a Badlands graded 9.5, and a Bayou graded 8.5.
FedEx went above and beyond this past weekend, and they happened to trace them down. They were apparently accidentally ended up on a Walmart truck, from what I understand. And they were in a Walmart distribution center in some sort of lost package area or an area where they put the packages that don't belong to Walmart. And they were able to trace that down.
Did you think that you would see them again?
No, I didn't really, at this point, after it had been a full week.
Been returned, the investigation is still ongoing. And straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the Alabama Supreme Court ruled Friday that frozen embryos are children, which doctors and legal experts warn could have dangerous implications for fertility treatments such as in vitro fertilization. And looking outside, temperature is 40 degrees. That sun rises at 6:52 a.m. But stay tuned because meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have your full 7-day forecast, and we'll be back with more headlines right after this.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here and We got you.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss out on impressive President's Day savings.
Let's roll.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 in MAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Think warm thoughts. Just think warm thoughts. Driving with the windows down. Yeah. Tubing in the river. Ice cream you have to race to eat before it melts. Backyard bonfires and summer cookouts. Road trips for sun-soaked vacations. Hang in there. Warmer weather is coming. And in the meantime, our entire team at McCurley will be there to make sure you find the right vehicle for your journey and keep it running at its best no matter the temperature, because it's more than a vehicle. It's your way home and out of the cold.
Find your way home in a new Mercedes-Benz C300 for only $569 a month from Mercedes-Benz of Tri-Cities.
How does free college or training sound? It's possible. Washington College Grant gives eligible people money for certificate programs, job training, apprenticeships, or college. Learn more at waggrant.org. That's wagrant.org.
Why isn't the Fred Meyer shooter going to prison? Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6 tonight.
Welcome back in your health news to a court decision on fertility treatments that could have an impact far beyond Alabama. That's where the state's highest court has ruled that frozen embryos are children. The issue already getting attention at the federal level, and ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
This morning, new questions about the future of fertility treatments after Alabama's Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos are children. The decision reverses a lower court's ruling in a case brought by a couple who sued a fertility clinic for wrongful death after someone dropped their frozen embryos on the floor, destroying them. The court cited Alabama's Constitution in its ruling, saying even before birth, all human beings bear the image of God, and their lives cannot be destroyed without effacing His glory.
It could effectively end IVF in the entire state of Alabama.
With treatments like in vitro fertilization, several eggs are fertilized outside the body before being implanted into a patient's uterus.
In that waiting period, some of the embryos might show up as non-viable. And in that case, what the clinics will do is dispose of them. But now, according to Alabama law, that would essentially be the murder of a child.
Alabama State Medical Association warning the increased risk of legal exposure might result in Alabama's fertility clinics shutting down. The issue is already on the radar of federal lawmakers. Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth and Pennsylvania Congresswoman Susan Wild have introduced a bill called the Access to Family Building Act. It would establish IVF and other fertility treatments as a right for patients and doctors.
Everyone deserves access to the full range of assisted reproductive technologies to help them start or grow their families, including treatments like in vitro fertilization.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Sleep is an important part of everybody's health, and especially teenagers. The CDC says without enough sleep, teens have a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, getting hurt, poor mental health, and problems with attention. One barrier to sleep for many teens is social media. Recently, Meta introduced a nighttime nudge on Instagram that encourages teen users to stop scrolling late at night.
This is useful because teens can't turn the nudges off. They can't ignore them, but at least they pop up and give teens a sense that it's getting late and perhaps it's time to wind down, turn the technology off.
Lisa Meltzer is a pediatric sleep specialist with National Jewish Health. She says parents can help their teens develop a bedtime routine, which can be a first step to getting more sleep. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, amid concerns about increased emissions, Washington lawmakers are discussing a bill that could improve the lives of thousands of children. Looking outside, temperature is 40 degrees now. That sunrise is at 6:52 a.m. this morning. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona has more with that first alert full forecast. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Need a new best friend? Then check out Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, where each Wednesday you'll meet lovable pets from shelters that are looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Windermere Group 1 and Apple Valley News Now.
Whether you're cruising through city streets or conquering rugged terrain, our Ford vehicles are built for every adventure. Navigate off the beaten path with our rugged Ford SUVs, designed to tackle any terrain. Explore the great outdoors, from winding mountain trails to serene forest paths, in a Ford built for adventure. And for those who crave power and precision, our Ford trucks are ready to take on the toughest challenges. Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
Ben Franklin Transit is hiring safety-oriented coach operators. Become a crucial part of the Tri-Cities community and provide a vital service to our riders. Get out from behind a desk and experience a workday that keeps you moving. Enjoy CDL training, comprehensive benefits, and generous paid time off. When you're driving for Ben Franklin Transit, you're part of a growing team of community-oriented professionals. Apply now to join the Ben Franklin Transit team.
At Spec Buick GMC, Eastern Washington's truck headquarters, get up to 10% off MSRP on a new GMC Sierra, or gets rates as low as 3.9% for 60 months. Whether you're looking for a half-ton, three-quarter-ton, or one-ton truck, with almost 200 new and pre-owned trucks in inventory, we've got you covered. As a dealer that only stocks its lot with locally owned vehicles, nobody pays more for your trade. Get incredible deals, low rates, and 90 days till first payment on your next truck at Spec. Spec Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
He is incredibly dangerous. He should not be released.
After a deadly shooting at Richland's Fred Meyer, why isn't the shooter going to prison?
It doesn't feel like justice was fully done here.
Find out when the county prosecutor talks to Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6 tonight.
You were nominated for Volunteers Count, and you won, and you've got yourself a $1,000 donation from STCU.
For a small organization like us, that is not an insignificant amount of money.
I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person, so when I do get the recognition for the stuff that I do, it's like very rewarding.
She was just the perfect person.
STCU Volunteers Count honors volunteers in our communities. Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
A home unlike any other. Fly the Northwest tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We did see some light rain yesterday and some rain overnight. So taking into account the light rain we saw overnight, Hermiston still at 1/1600ths of an inch. I just looked up and saw that Prosser saw almost 1/4 of an inch. Yakima seeing 1300ths of an inch. Tri-Cities under 1/10, and Walla Walla only 200ths of an inch. And we could add a little bit more to these totals today, but not much. There are a couple of showers now north and east of Dayton. There's more activity along the higher elevations of the Blues, and a little bit of light rain right now in the Tri-Cities, but that'll be out of here very quickly. Dense fog advisory still in effect through noon for Dayton, Walla Walla, Pendleton, primarily along the foothills of the Blues. That is where visibility has been low all morning long. So Walla Walla still below 1/4 of a mile. Same story for Pendleton. We're up to a mile, but I wouldn't be surprised if that drops as we get closer to sunrise. And everywhere else looking okay. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some areas of patchy fog across the basin and the Yakima Valley, but nothing like what they're seeing along the foothills of the Blues this morning. So take it easy out there if you're headed to Pendleton, if you're headed to Walla Walla, or traveling out of these communities. You will need to add for some extra travel time. It's chilly, not too terribly cold though. It's 37 in Walla Walla and Pendleton, 40 in Hermiston, 40 degrees in the Tri-Cities, and 39 in Connell and Yakima. Here's the weather pattern. Yesterday we saw the rain because of this upper level low. It continues to spin offshore. Now it's going to move a little bit more to the north and east today. Therefore, we keep the chance for a few light rain showers in the forecast. Then it continues to move off to the north, and it will weaken overnight and during the day tomorrow. That is why the second half of the week, high pressure builds in, and it's looking a lot better. So here
Thank you, Tiffany. And a House bill that calls for the purchase and funding of zero-emission school buses is currently up for discussion in the Senate committee. House Bill 1368 aims to improve children's health by providing zero-emission school buses, and it would fund grants for the purchase of EV buses, batteries, and high-speed charging stations. The Pasco School District currently has 3 EV buses, and this bill will allow for more schools to make the switch. Annalise Singh, Senior Climate Advisor to Governor Inslee, says reducing air pollution and improving air quality are major benefits of switching to EV buses.
Bill will significantly benefit children's health without overtaxing school districts' limited resources. It ensures that down the road, when electric school buses cost the same as diesel buses, school districts and school bus contractors switch to healthier, cleaner buses. And for schools that want to move faster, it scales up an existing successful grant program to provide zero-emission buses and chargers. Parents and doctors, including the American Lung Association, have shared about the health benefits of electric buses, like fewer asthma attacks. We've heard from school bus drivers about how the mental health benefits they've seen, how kids are calmer and more relaxed because they don't have to shout over diesel engines.
Leasing also says studies have shown that students who ride electric school buses have improved attendance and school performance. Currently, the average diesel bus costs roughly $165,000, while an EV bus costs around $400,000. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, we get the chance to speak with a few of the players from state champions, the Kamiakin High School's girls bowling team. That is up next.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Get $7,500 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac Lyriq models. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
Think about the best night's sleep you've ever had. At Tempur-Pedic, we're dedicated to helping you sleep like that. With breakthrough solutions that help relieve pressure, aches and pains, keep you cool if you sleep hot, and even automatically detect and respond to snoring, so you get the deep, comfortable, undisturbed rest you deserve. Save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets during our President's Day event at Meredith Furniture.
Why isn't the Fred Meyer shooter going to prison? Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6 tonight.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. So here at Apple Valley News Now, we love recognizing our local athletes. And today I want to honor and recognize the Kamaikan girls bowling team on their recent win. So I have 3 girls here with me today. Can you guys start by telling me your names?
I'm Grace Hubbard. I'm Melissa Martinez. I'm Quinn Shaner.
And are you all seniors?
I'm a junior. I'm a sophomore. I'm a senior.
Very cool. Okay, so you won state. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so on the first day, we really just banded together as a team, picked each other up when one of us was down, and started the first day in first. And then the second day, we had our ups and downs with our bakers, and we pulled through, and we won.
So you guys don't use bumpers when you're bowling, right?
No.
Because that's what I need. So how long have you been a part of the team?
2 years.
2 years. What about you?
2 years.
This is my 3rd year.
Oh, very cool. So what is your favorite part of joining a team like this? Or being a part of it?
I think because whenever I'm bowling, I'm usually by myself or with my dad, right? So it's such a different mental game, bowling with the team, but it's like so much more rewarding, you know, because you're not doing it just for yourself, but you're doing it for all the people around you who are your friends and family.
And did you think you guys were going to win? State.
We were really close last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into it thinking that if we have a really good team composition, as Grace said, we were first, but none of us placed individually on the first day. So we were really balanced too. So I thought we were going to be really good on the bakers. So I went into it really hopeful. I don't want to say that like I was knowing that we're going to win, but like I really
You're
wanted
like, I was
to.
confident. No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you did this with your dad or your family members. Like, what made you want to be a part of this team?
One day I was just sitting in class and I heard over the intercom that there was a bowling team. I had no clue that was a thing. And then I realized that what a cool opportunity that was, and I've never gotten to do something like that, and I really wanted to try. I wasn't sure because I've never really been great at team sports, but this is something that like, my team is my friends and family.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for joining us and telling us about your journey a little bit. We want to definitely recognize you here, and I can't wait to see what else you guys accomplish in the future. And thank you once again, and don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
It's time to play Get to Know the Raptors and Alice. Favorite food?
Pizza, duh. Ribeye steak, rare.
A bowl of cantaloupe the size of a swimming pool.
Favorite triple play attraction?
2 words, arcade. The entire Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park.
Zipline. It's great for talking with guests.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more. All attached to a cozy hotel.
Cantaloupe, really?
Steak, really?
At Rite Aid, we know your yoga routine is more than a workout. It's a ticket to cheat day. That your eye drops do more than soothe eyes. They keep you scrolling all night. And that your skincare is more than just me time. So from your bedtime routine to your wake-up rituals, it means more at Rite Aid. Get up to date on your flu and COVID-19 vaccinations so you don't miss a moment with the ones you love. Over 60, you may need your RSV vaccination too. Schedule ahead or just walk in.
Prosser Memorial Health board-certified pediatricians Dr. Dennis Moore and Dr. Gary Podolsky care for newborns through age 18 and are now accepting new patients at our Grandview and Prosser Clinic locations. Their services include wellness exams, school and sports physicals, and treatment for common childhood illnesses. To schedule an appointment for your child, call a Prosser Memorial Health Clinic near you or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
At Spec Buick GMC, Eastern Washington's truck headquarters, get up to 10% off MSRP on a new GMC Sierra or gets rates as low as 3.9% for 60 months. Whether you're looking for a half-ton, three-quarter-ton, or one-ton truck with almost 200 new and pre-owned trucks in inventory, we've got you covered. As a dealer that only stocks its lot with locally owned vehicles, nobody pays more for your trade. Get incredible deals, low rates, and 90 days till first payment on your next truck at Spec. Spec Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll get right to the point. It's the extended President's Day super sale at Denver Mattress.
Madam President, what's that mean for the average American?
It means saving $100 off every $1,000 you spend.
And purple?
With bipartisan support, we've allocated up to $800 off adjustable mattress sets.
And how will the people pay for these so-called savings?
Try 6 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry, the extended President's Day super sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Today, we seize the day, because at US Cellular, you can get an epic Samsung Galaxy S24 with Galaxy AI.
Even me?
Look under your chair. That's right.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S24 on us, US Cellular.
A home unlike any other. Fly the Northwest tonight.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, Russian forces have launched a new offensive in southern Ukraine and are pushing toward another strategic city after their biggest gain since May of last year. And the U.S. has proposed a UN Security Council draft resolution on Gaza calling for a temporary ceasefire in Israel's war against Hamas. And meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 6:29 on Tuesday, February 20th. Let's start off by checking in on your morning forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. And Tiffany, what are we seeing as people are just waking up or heading out the door this morning for work?
Fog along the foothills of the Blues, but visibility looking pretty good as we take a live look out of our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Sunrise 6:52, so it's a little bit brighter out there this morning, and we will continue to see the fog be an issue along the foothills of the Blues. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of patchy fog develop across the basin or across the Yakima Valley, but nothing like what they're seeing just to our east. So reduced visibility, dense fog advisory until noon, and you can see visibility now up to a mile in Walla Walla, but I bet these go down to near zero as we approach sunrise at the top of the hour. Temperatures are in the upper 30s and lower 40s. They really haven't moved too much because of the fog and the cloud cover out there. 37 in Walla Walla, 40 in the Tri-Cities, and 40 degrees Toppenish, 39 in Yakima. Here's a little bit of light rain pushing across portions of Kennewick and Pasco right now. This will probably move into Walla Walla shortly. The bulk of the activity north and east of Dayton. So as the kids are getting back to school after a long holiday weekend, I don't think they'll need the rain gear per se. There may be a shower or two, but most of the day will feature dry weather, dreary weather, unfortunately, maybe a few peaks of sunshine late in the day. Highs around 50 degrees. Since I didn't get to show you the 7-day forecast about 10 minutes ago, here you go. Temperatures continue to climb, and we're looking at a warming trend by the end of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday looking much better. Lots of sunshine, highs in the middle 50s. Yakima, slight chance, a lot of clouds. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then better by the end of the week. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. Around the world now, to the war in Ukraine, Russian troops have launched a new round of attacks across multiple fronts after capturing a key city in eastern Ukraine. One Ukrainian commander saying they just don't have enough manpower and ammunition to hold off these Russian assaults. This as crucial U.S. aid stays held up in the Republican-led House. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest.
This morning, Russia launching multiple assaults in eastern and southern Ukraine, pressing its advantages after seizing the key city of Avdiivka. One Ukrainian commander saying they just didn't have enough manpower and shells. Neurosurgeon Rocco Armando, who previously served as a doctor for the U.S. Army, telling ABC's Martha Raditz of the latest casualties.
This is a patient who had a severe penetrating brain trauma, basically an artillery blast.
Armando says the worsening situation faced by Ukrainians is directly linked to the billions of dollars in U.S. aid held up in the Republican-controlled House.
The less firepower you have, the more casualties you have, the more lives are lost. It's directly related.
Despite facing international criticism over his lack of swift action on Ukraine aid, House Speaker Mike Johnson has not signaled when he might pass new assistance. He has said no foreign aid will pass before more border security is secured. President Biden saying House Republicans are making a big mistake.
The way they're walking away from NATO, the way they're walking away from meeting our obligations is just shocking. I've been for a while. I've never seen anything like this.
This as Biden condemns Putin over the sudden death of Alexei Navalny, the Kremlin's fiercest critic. Former President Trump's only comments on Navalny's death compared it to the alleged political persecution he claims he's facing in his own legal battles. Former Republican Representative Liz Cheney slamming Trump on CNN.
I believe the issue this election cycle is making sure the Putin wing of the Republican Party does not take over the West Wing of the White House.
In the wake of Navalny's death, President Biden says he's considering more sanctions against Russia. And the U.S. Army has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to support Ukraine's war effort against Russia over the last few months. That's because Congress has not passed supplemental funding for Ukraine recently. Army officials are concerned that without new funding, money will need to be pulled from other critical projects to continue supporting Ukraine. Since October 2023, the Army has spent over $430 million on various operations. That includes training Ukrainian troops, transporting equipment, and U.S. troops deployments to Europe. That bill was paid from the Army's Europe and Africa Command, which has a $3 billion budget. A senior Army official says without a 2024 budget approved by Congress and without more funding specifically for Ukraine, the command will spend that whole budget and still be $2 billion short. And the official said if the Army does not pull funds from elsewhere, the command's budget will run out of cash for operations in Ukraine and elsewhere in Europe and Africa by the end of May. And the U.S. is investigating what happened to an unmanned Air Force drone that crashed in Yemen. U.S. military officials say the MQ-9 Reaper, which is primarily used for intelligence collection, crashed Monday. The Iran-backed Houthi forces claim to have shot it down. It comes as a crew aboard a commercial vessel in the Gulf of Aden was forced to abandon ship following a Houthi attack. A Houthi spokesperson said it was retaliation for American-British aggression. That's in Yemen, and the U.S. has continued its strikes against the Houthis inside Yemen for the group's ongoing attacks. And the U.S. has proposed a United Nations Security Council draft resolution which calls for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. The draft resolution falls short of what many Security Council members are calling for, which is an immediate ceasefire. The draft also calls for the release of Israeli hostages while also warning against an Israeli ground incursion into Rafah. It says a ground incursion would result in further harm to civilians as well as having, quote, serious implications for regional peace and security. The draft comes as the U.S. vowed to veto an Algerian draft proposal calling for an immediate ceasefire. A vote on the Algerian draft is set to take place Tuesday morning or early this morning. And the U.S. has previously voted against at least 2 Security Council resolutions on the conflict. It's unclear when or if the U.S. draft will be put to a vote. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, coffee lovers rejoice, I guess, as Starbucks has announced a new coffee flavor that's surprising to say the least. And taking a look outside, looks like the sun is starting to peek out. It's 40 degrees out there. Sunrise is at 6:52. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your nice first alertful forecast. It's coming up.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Traveling at freeway speed naturally increases your need to pay attention to road conditions. Merging, lane changes, exiting and entering the freeway require special skill. So stay alert and never text while driving.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2024 Silverado 1500 models, or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your community Chevy dealers.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Now is the perfect time to get a big deal on a brand new Honda. Honda is Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com best value brand. That means deals on Pilot, on CR-V, on HR-V, on Accord, on Civic, and the rest of the Honda lineup. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR financing on Accord, Civic, and CR-V. But don't wait. For big deals on America's best brand, hurry into your Southeastern Washington Honda dealer today.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,600 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
February is Heart Health Awareness Month. To keep your heart fit, make sure you have regular checkups. Get more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Proudly sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health, your 5-star rated hospital. This is how we care.
It's a home unlike any other.
It's not a hotel, it's not a motel, it's something that you can feel at home in.
In a magnificent setting.
Make you feel like you're in another world.
The Schweitzer Castle. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Next live, Will Trent star Ramon Rodriguez and the Daytona 500 winner. Plus, live heads to Vegas, February 27th through March 1st.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. On to some interesting news. So Starbucks says it'll start offering a pork-flavored coffee at its stores in China. To mark the Lunar New Year, Starbucks will release its, quote, Abundant Year Savory Latte. According to the company's app, the drink will have a braised pork flavor sauce with espresso and steamed milk with extra pork sauce and pork breast meat for garnish. And that, quote, eating meat means prosperity in the coming year. And the drink costs 68 yuan, which is a little less than $10 US. And according to one report, China is the biggest branded coffee shop market in the world, even ahead of the U.S., and Starbucks opened 785 stores there last year. And I don't think that sounds like my cup of tea or cup of coffee. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, today is the state of the school districts, and there's a lot to talk about this year. Our very own Riley Fitzgerald joins us to break down what's on the docket, and that is when we come back. Also taking a look outside, getting lighter and brighter. Temperature is 40 degrees. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in that first alert full forecast. That is coming up very shortly.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Rumble. Protocol and tradition are the metal from which every cop in this city is forged.
The Rookie returns tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
People are switching to Spectrum Internet. Let's see why.
We count on Spectrum Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always keep us connected and protected.
It's so reliable and fast.
Get Spectrum Internet with 99.9% reliability for $49.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and free security suite for 12 months with no added taxes or fees and no contracts. Save even more with our new 2-year price guarantee when you level up to 1 gig. Call 1-833-548-4999 or scan to call.
Ever since we switched to Spectrum Internet, our daughter's curiosity has a new spark.
Now we're saving a ton.
Since Spectrum Internet is fast and reliable, we don't worry about interruptions.
Amazing!
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi. Save even more with our new 2-year price guarantee when you level up to 1 gig. Call 1-833-548-4999.
Call now.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring, so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side. of the house. Because the Tempur-Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it. All night, every night.
Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
He is incredibly dangerous. He should not be released.
After a deadly shooting at Richland's Fred Meyer, why isn't the shooter going to prison?
It doesn't feel like justice was fully done here.
Find out when the county prosecutor talks to Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6 tonight.
Want free college or career training? It's possible. Go to waggrant.org.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I know yesterday was President's Day. Hopefully, if you had the day off, you enjoyed your long holiday weekend. If you're looking for some other holidays to look forward to, here's our countdown. 19 days until daylight saving time. It's when we spring forward, lose an hour's sleep. I know you're probably not looking forward to that. But 26 days until St. Patrick's Day. If you celebrate, 28 until spring begins. We're getting closer to that warmer weather becoming more consistent. And Easter, 40 days away. Something else to look forward to by the end of the week. You may be able to spot Venus and Mars in the morning sky when looking off to the south and east. So I think this will be a better chance for you to see these two planets Thursday and Friday morning, because that's when the clouds should clear out, giving us better viewing conditions. So you're not going to see it this morning or tomorrow morning, but you want to look to the southeast between 6 o'clock and 6:45 by Thursday and Friday morning. That's because you have to wait until the planets rise above the horizon, and you have to do it right before sunrise. So I know a small window, but you may be able to check that out Thursday and Friday mornings. Right now, we have a lot of clouds. We have a couple of very light rain showers pushing across the Tri-Cities, pushing just north and east of Pendleton, headed toward Walla Walla. This is very, very light rain. Dense fog advisory in effect for Dayton, Walla Walla, and Pendleton for reduced visibility this morning. That goes through noon. We're now up to a mile visibility, but we've been close to zero all morning in Walla Walla. So take it easy if you're traveling around these areas or traveling to or from these areas this morning. Add a little bit of extra travel time to your morning routine. I know, super hard to do. Temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s. It's 37 in Walla Walla, 37 in Pendleton, 40 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 35 in Ellensburg, and 39 in Yakima. Here's the big picture. We have a lot of moisture confined to the coastline, closer to that upper level storm system. A couple of light rain showers moving across northeast Oregon, and that's the activity moving into our region this morning. And with this storm system offshore and moving a little bit closer to the coast, that's just going to keep the chance for a few light rain showers in the forecast today. But I think most of the day will be dominated by dry weather. It's just going to be another dreary day, maybe a few peaks of late day sunshine if we're lucky. High temperatures today around 50 degrees, which is actually where we should be for this time of year. 50 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 48 Walla Walla, 50 in Hermiston, and 49 in Yakima. Tonight, we have that storm system getting a little bit closer to us. Therefore, we could see a few more showers overnight and early tomorrow morning. Any rain is going to be very light in nature, and we may see another round of patchy, dense fog develop all across the region as temperatures drop into the mid and upper 30s, but we stay above the freezing mark. Tomorrow, high temperatures a degree or two higher, so we'll take that little bit of improvement. Stray shower possible, highs in the upper 40s, Yakima Valley, and along the foothills of the Blues, and then lower 50s in the Columbia Basin down into northeastern Oregon. Your 7-day forecast showing that we keep that slight chance for a shower in the forecast today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are the best days out of the next 7 because we will see more sun and it will be a little bit milder out there. Sunday's not bad, but rain could push in late in the day. Yakima 49 today, tomorrow 50s return Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Walla Walla
Few widely scattered showers today, tomorrow, same for Hermiston, and then we have more sunshine Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those showers arrive late in the day on Sunday, and we could even see a rain-snow mix along the foothills of the Blues as we head into next week, at least the early part of next week. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In education news today in Pasco, there's a networking event for Tri-City school districts where people can learn all about what's coming up for the local schools. It's the State of the School Districts, and Riley Fitzgerald joins us live in studio this morning. Good morning, Riley. So you went to this event last year. What can people expect?
Yes, good morning, Jessica. I did go to this event last year. Today, the State of the School Districts is being hosted by the Tri-Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This is where superintendents Dr. Tracy Pierce with the Kennewick School District, Michelle Whitney with the Pasco School District, and Dr. Shelley Redinger with Richland School District are going to be presenting, talking about outlooks for the school year and the future, upcoming plans, and being able to highlight some things that have really been working for them. It's also a chance to network and get together on a big level. The State of the School Districts is happening from 11:30 to 1 p.m. at the Red Lion Hotel in Pasco. And I'll be there today too, with new schools popping up, dual language programs underway, school resource officers put in more schools, and lots more happening around the Tri-Cities. This will be a busy program today. There was also a Q&A section last year with all the superintendents, which I hope to see today as well. So over the next few days, we'll hear from these superintendents and break down what's happening in their respective districts. You'll catch those stories on Good Morning Northwest this week. Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley, and we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a warning from a journalist who covers personal finance. She lost $50,000 in an elaborate scam that all started with a phone call.
It actually showed up as Amazon on my caller IDs. She said that there had been some suspicious activity under my account.
Charlotte Coles, the Cut's financial advice columnist, thought she had just learned that she was the victim of identity fraud. The person she was speaking to transferring her to someone claiming to be an FTC investigator, and later someone who said they were part of the CIA.
He knew my social security number, the last 4 digits. He knew my birthday. He knew my address. He knew that I lived with my husband and son. And he told me that my identity had been stolen by a criminal organization.
And coming up at 7 a.m., how you can protect yourself. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
There it is. That feeling you get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now at 6:52. We'll get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. So gun control is once again on the agenda in the Washington State legislative session. A proposal that would require lost or stolen guns to be reported within 24 hours of finding out about the loss, or you can face a $1,000 fine. Advocates call it a common sense proposal to allow police to start searching for missing guns as soon as possible. Opponents say lawmakers should prioritize punishing people who commit crimes. The proposal has already passed the State House and is scheduled for a committee vote in the Senate this morning. And local lawmakers are pushing for the U.S. Senate to pass a bipartisan tax package that would expand the low-income housing tax credit program. If passed, the program would fund an additional 1,700 units of affordable housing in Washington this year. Senator Maria Cantwell and Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown held a press conference to advocate for the tax credit at Mother Teresa Haven, a Catholic Charities affordable housing complex that was made possible because of this program. Senator Cantwell and Mayor Brown say they want this program to pass so that more families can have the opportunity to thrive. And to keep families in their homes, lawmakers are also considering limiting how much landlords can raise their rent each year. There are two bills making their way through the Washington legislature. If they're approved, it would limit rent increases by a maximum of 5% per year, but it would not impact prices that landlords can charge new tenants. And a new Type 1 structure fire engine has made its way to Benton County Fire District 1. According to district official Jenna Kokenauer, getting a new structure fire engine was essential as this engine will be replacing one that's nearly 20 years old. Engine 1114 can hold 6 people in its cab and transports 750 gallons of water. The pump cable allows 1,500 gallons per minute while pumping water, and the retiring engine will still remain as a backup option when other firefighting vehicles are out on calls or getting serviced. And we have an update on the case of a Walla Walla comic book and card trading store who reached out to the community for help after $45,000 worth of cards suddenly disappeared. So Digital Heroes announced Monday the package containing $45,000 worth of valuable trading cards has been found, and this happened on February 6th when a shipment went missing that contained a 1986-87 Michael Jordan rookie card and 4 prized Magic the Gathering cards from the original 1993 Alpha release. And Pasco business owners will have the opportunity to network with local law enforcement this afternoon. Pasco Police will hold a Q1 Business Watch meeting for business owners in District 2. The department says this initiative is meant to foster collaboration between law officers and local businesses. And the meeting starts at 1 p.m. at the Hapo Center Business Lounge. And a House bill that calls for the purchase and funding of zero-emission school buses is currently up for discussion in the Senate committee. House Bill 1368 aims to improve children's health by providing zero-emission school buses, and it would fund grants for the purchase of EV buses, as well as batteries and high-speed charging stations. The Pasco School District currently has 3 EV buses, and this bill will allow for more schools to make the switch. Currently, the average diesel bus costs roughly $165,000, while an EV bus costs around $400,000. And the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is looking for the public's input on a restoration and resiliency initiative at Shrub Step, a long-term conservation strategy in our region. The plan includes restoring habitat and supporting wildlife like sage grouse after wildfires burned over 600,000 acres of shrub steppe habitat in 2020. The initiative would take into consideration the hunting, gathering, and ceremonial lands for Indigenous communities. And the initiative is available online, and the deadline to submit your comments is tomorrow.
We're taking a live look out of our Pasco Dust Devils sky cam, and we do have a lot of clouds out there. The sun now officially above the horizon, but it's tough to see because of all the clouds out there. Visibility looking pretty good in Pasco. Pavement looks a little damp. We did have a couple of very light rain showers, move through probably about 15-20 minutes ago. Dense fog advisory still in effect for the foothills of the Blues, including Dayton, Walla Walla, Pendleton until noon. That is where the fog has been the most widespread, and visibilities have been the lowest this morning. At a mile in Walla Walla and Pendleton, but we have seen visibility lower than a mile in both locations over the past few hours. So be alert for rapidly changing visibility if you're headed to one of these communities or out of one of these communities this morning. Temperatures are in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees, 37 Walla Walla, 40 in the Tri-Cities, 40 in Prosser, 40 in Hermiston, and 39 in Yakima. Here's the light rain showers pushing now north and east of the Tri-Cities, moving into Walla Walla. We also have another batch north and east of Dayton. So here's what you can expect today. Can't rule out a shower or two. Otherwise, expect a lot of clouds out there. Temperatures climbing close to 50 in Yakima. We may see a few peaks of sunshine late in the day in the Tri-Cities, 50 degrees. Walla Walla dealing with that dense fog this morning. Temperatures struggle. We're in the middle 40s by noon, and we can't rule out a few more showers along the foothills of the Blues. That's where the best chance for some spotty rainfall will be today. We'll keep a slight chance for a shower in the forecast tomorrow, but look at the end of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, those are the best days. Highs in the middle 50s. Middle 50s in Yakima. Same story, Walla Walla, Hermiston have a better chance for a few showers next few days. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany, and thanks for watching Good Morning Northwest.